Good afternoon for 4 News Now. I'm Rob King. Welcome to a special edition of today's KXLY Plus Daily Rundown because the big news tonight is that Gonzaga begins their March Madness journey. So instead of hearing me pretend to know what I'm talking about, let's bring someone who does know what they're talking about. 4 News Now Sports Director Julian Mininsohn. Julian, you are in Denver. The big question everybody wants to know, is your bracket busted?
Mine, along with a lot of the rest of the country, got busted yesterday with a couple of upsets. Arizona losing, of course, was a huge one. Virginia losing to a 13-seeded Furman was a huge one. Gonzaga hoping that that is not the case with them tonight when they take on 14-seeded Grand Canyon, Rob.
How's it been going there so far? Gonzaga, we are expecting big things from them. They, at least locally, they're one of the tournament favorites. How's the feeling in Denver?
The energy is here. I mean, it was kind of quiet leading up to game day, but now that the fans, you can kind of see them filing in for some of the early games behind me here at Ball Arena in downtown Denver. So the energy is picking up. Zags fans usually travel well, and of course, Denver was a little bit more of an easier destination to get to than maybe some of the other sites that they could have possibly gone to on the East Coast. We talked with the team yesterday, went in the locker room for media day. They treated it like a business trip. There wasn't a lot of jumping around or messing around like you would see with a bunch of college kids in the locker room. It was a business trip for the Zags. They've been here before. They're acting like they've been here before. And again, like I said, they don't want to be one of the teams that are added to the list of top teams that got upset in this tournament so far.
Absolutely. And we heard from head coach Mark Few yesterday before the game. What were some of your takeaways from that?
Well, I think it's just a sense of urgency right now. You know, the big thing with Gonzaga this entire season is they've played one of their toughest schedules that they've actually ever had. And that was all for them to get ready for this tournament. They played teams like Kentucky, Michigan State, St. Mary's twice. The top team in this tournament, they played Alabama over in Alabama. So all of that was purposeful at the start of the year in order to get them ready for March. So this team is maybe more battle tested than in years past, despite not being an overall #1 seed like we're used to them being.
Got it. Now, looking, is it too soon to look ahead at where they might be playing after tonight?
No, it is not. You know, I got some fans going on right behind me. If they win tonight, they will play the winner of either TCU or Arizona State on Sunday back here at Ball Arena in Denver. If they get past that on Sunday, a lot of what ifs, but if they do that, they will be headed to Vegas for the Sweet 16 next week. Those games would be Thursday and Saturday next week in Las Vegas. So a lot to look forward to if they are to advance after tonight and tomorrow. Tonight, Gonzaga is a 15.5-point favorite heading into the game. So we'll see what happens when they take on Grand Canyon, because this has the likings to be a very high-scoring game. I was looking at some of the odds, and the over-under for the amount of points was the most out of any matchup today. So expect a lot of points, a lot of offense, and it should be fun and exciting.
Awesome. I know in Spokane it's going to be rocking later tonight. You got the Zags game, you got St. Patty's Day, a collision course for celebration locally. How have Zags fans traveled so far to Denver?
A lot of them that I spoke with were getting into Denver early this morning, partially because I think they're expecting to be here until Sunday. They're not expecting that quick trip. So a lot of them are going to be filing in soon. The way the NCAA does it is the 2 morning session games, or afternoon session games, if you will, that are going on right now, has their block of fans for those specific schools. So Baylor and Creighton and NC State, those fans are here right now. Then after that, the afternoon session will come in after the first session clears out, and then we will see a lot more Zags fans. But other than maybe UC Santa Barbara, who is here, Gonzaga is the closest in proximity to Denver, and maybe Baylor as well. So we're expecting a lot more fans coming in as the day progresses, as we get closer and closer to that 4:35 tip-off.
And then, Julian, personally, you got to be excited. This is technically a work trip for you, but are you having a good time in Denver?
Oh, absolutely, man. Like I told our ESPN affiliate, or 920 News, I should say, on the radio this morning there at KXLY, that this is like our Super Bowl. You know, Gonzaga in Spokane, it's Hooptown, USA for a reason. We pride ourselves on that there in Spokane, and so the big event every year is, of course, March Madness, and we're here and it's ready, and the Zags will be ready to go.
Awesome. Julian, and then talk a little bit about some of the coverage that 4 News Now is going to have moving forward. Right now on KXLY Plus, we do have a menu of options. Fast break to Houston. You can watch some of the work Julian and Alex Crescenti, who's also there, have been doing. So what's the coverage going to look like moving forward?
So you mentioned kind of the KXOY Plus and all of that, and we've been doing a lot of behind-the-scenes vlogging on just being at the tournament. We have a couple of videos up right now. Expect more, especially after game day tonight. Whether they win or lose, we'll have some locker room sound, not only on KXOY Plus, but for our 4 News Now night side show tonight. We're going to hear from Mark Few and the guys about whether they won or lost and the reaction to that. Hopefully, in Zags fans' case, that it is a happy Mark Few at the podium as opposed to an upset Mark Few. So that's some of the stuff that you can kind of expect. And we have a lot more outside the court stories if they are to advance past tonight into Sunday.
Awesome. Well, Julian, anything else you want to add before I let you go?
No, again, like, this is the biggest time of the year. Gonzaga, I had them getting past, at least in my bracket there on our website, I had them getting past at least these first 2 rounds. I expect a very motivated Gonzaga team heading into tonight, and hopefully at least to make it into Sunday, to make this trip for Zags fans and even for us a little bit longer.
Awesome. Well, Julian Mininsohn, we'll have more coverage later tonight in 4 News Now at 5, but thanks for hopping on with me for a second. Enjoy your time.
Of course, anytime, Rob.
Yep, talk to you later. And like I said, we will have more with Julian tonight in our newscast and nightside. The Zags game tips off 4:30 p.m. today. Moving along into some of the top stories of the day, we're going to start with breaking news in Bonner County, which we were just able to confirm recently. Bonner General Hospital in Sandpoint looks like they will be closing their labor and delivery department in the end of May. So at the end of the May month, that department will be closed. Now, Bronte Sorotsky is working on heading out there to speak with someone about what this means for not only employees of the hospital, but women seeking health care in Bonner County. It looks like they may have to do the over an hour drive to Coeur d'Alene for labor and delivery services. So Bronte Sorotsky is working on finding out the details in that. Now, from that breaking news, we'll take a look outside at your weather forecast. It looks like a beautiful day. Enjoy the sun while we got it. Get your dose of vitamin D. It should be shaping up for a nice weekend as well. Most places in our region today are going to be in the low 50s as a high. When we get into the evening, hopefully an evening of celebrations, expect it to be a little chilly. So if you're going out for St. Patrick's Day and the Zags game, be sure to plan ahead for that. Let's take a look at the weekend. Oh, it's going to be beautiful. Partly cloudy Saturday and Sunday, staying in the mid-50s. And then we are expecting a weather system to move into the Spokane area Sunday night into Monday morning. We have a high chance of rain on Monday, coinciding with the first day of spring. So that certainly tracks. Taking a look at some of the stories our team's working on. Peter Choi is following a Phelps Field expansion project in East Spokane. Phelps Field wants to expand. They just recently closed a nearby park, hoping to build into that area, extend the primary runway, and add new hangars. Neighbors in the area, however, are concerned about property values and what the expanding airport may do to homes in that area. So Peter Choi spoke with neighbors there. So that's all we got for today's KXLY Plus Daily Rundown. Thank you, Julian, for hopping on with me. We will have all those stories and more coming up tonight at 5. But for now, live in studio, I'm Rob King for KXLY Plus.